We're here with Rosa. We've got this really interesting burial coming towards the end of the excavation. As always, I always find the best things towards the end. Now I'm standing on the top of a very large possible pit. We don't know if it's a pit or possibly a large ditch. It certainly underlies the earliest grave layer, which is basically where I'm standing. So it could be prior to the 14th century. We just don't know. But Rosa's hard work has unearthed this extraordinary burial halfway in the ditch itself, and what you can see standing at Rosa's feet is this possible crouch burial. See the knees are flexed and may or may not be on it face down. Rosa, do you want to describe what you find, because it really is quite interesting?
Sure. So in this feature we've got this skeleton, which is still roughly east to west, but with the head in the west, which is the opposite way around to usual. And as you said, it's in this flex position, with bent knees, whereas most of them are stretched out. And it does seem to be face down, or at least on its side, which again is unusual. From the fusion of the bones, it's likely an adult, and by looking at the skull, the osteologists have said probable female.
Okay.
Although they won't be able to tell for sure until we get the pelvis out.
Yeah, I just noticed that you were talking earlier, you possibly just see how the scapula, the sort of shoulder blade, is actually on the top of the burial. So if you think of it, it's actually maybe folded over at the side. So we don't. So the big question is, obviously, it's halfway in the feature, isn't it? So you don't think it was? Do you think it's been cut from the top, or is it possibly within it?
There is no clear grave cut. There's no distinct soil here. So it does seem to be part of the feature, or at least put in around the same time.
So is that, or just say it doesn't really seem to be part of the graveyard proper, which is throwing up a whole load of possibilities of why we have essentially an adult dumped in the top of a large feature. Now, too early to speculate, but I'm sure people might think of a few reasons why it might happen. And it does seem to be unrelated at the moment from the actual graveyard itself, which is, as most people think, from 1300 onwards. So this is going to be one of the key discoveries of the actual excavation, and I think it's a great piece of work, and obviously the carbon dating from it in the future is going to throw up answer maybe a few questions, probably will throw up a few more. Well, thanks very much, Rosa, for your time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As I say, well, the skeleton's just over here to my left. Now, we just don't know what the scale of this large feature is. You can see I'm standing on this nice yellow sand, but if you can just see where the hole is, we're at the edge of the cut. It comes along here, and it basically has got this darker soil, this nice yellow sand. Now, it's at least 6, 7 or 8 meters. You can still see where it blares in the background. That's sort of the edge of possibly the edge of the feature over there. Now, the interesting thing about this feature where the burial's cut into is its alignment, which seems to be sort of at a strange angle. So it's going sort of not quite east to west, whereas it should really sort of going in this direction, where if we're expecting it would be more another 45 degrees, more like right angles to where I'm standing here. So it's going at a very strange angle across the pit, across the site, and it seems to sort of go straight towards the church in the background. Now, there's speculation, what is it? Is it a large ditch? Well, what's it enclosing? Because it's at odds with the town layout. Or is it what we might have, these very large sand pits on the edge of town, and we've probably not seen the edge. We'll probably never know the answer, I think, in this one, but it's intriguing nevertheless. But it's really important, I think, that we understand this, and dating the burials and everything around is going to give us a big idea where it's going to be.
Lovely. Thank you very much, John.